There's a kind of strength that doesn't shout, doesn't demand attention, and doesn't need validation to exist. It doesn't come with loud victories or dramatic displays. It's quiet, steady, and almost invisible to those who don't know where to look. This is the power of Stoic quiet strength, the kind of inner discipline that allows a person to remain unshaken while the world around them loses control. In a culture that often rewards noise, reaction, and instant expression, quiet strength can feel almost out of place. But the Stoics, thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, understood something that many people today overlook. True power is not in controlling others but in mastering yourself. Imagine being in a situation where everything is falling apart. People are panicking, emotions are running high, voices are raised. In that moment, most people get pulled into the chaos. They react impulsively, say things they regret, and lose clarity. But the person with quiet strength does something different. They pause, they observe, they choose their response instead of being ruled by it. That pause, that space between stimulus and response, is where their power lies. Quiet strength begins with emotional discipline. It's not about suppressing feelings or pretending they don't exist. It's about recognizing them without becoming controlled by them. When anger rises, the Stoic doesn't immediately act on it. When fear appears, they don't let it dictate their decisions. Instead, they step back and ask themselves, is this within my control? If it's not, they let it go. If it is, they act with intention. This mindset is incredibly powerful, especially in a world filled with distractions and emotional triggers. Social media, news cycles, daily stress, everything is designed to provoke reactions. But every time you choose not to react impulsively, you reclaim a piece of your independence. You stop being a puppet of external circumstances and start becoming the author of your own behavior. Another aspect of quiet strength is resilience. Life will test you. There will be setbacks, failures, and moments where things don't go your way. The Stoic doesn't deny this reality. In fact, they expect it. But instead of seeing adversity as something to avoid, they see it as an opportunity to grow stronger. Think about it like this: a person who has never faced hardship may appear strong, but their strength is untested. The Stoic, on the other hand, builds strength through challenge. Every obstacle becomes training. Every difficulty becomes a lesson. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? They ask, what can I learn from this? This shift in perspective changes everything. Problems no longer feel like threats. They become tools. And when you start to see life this way, you stop fearing challenges. You begin to welcome them, knowing that each one is shaping you into a stronger, more disciplined version of yourself. Quiet strength also shows up in how you deal with other people. Not everyone will treat you fairly. Not everyone will understand you. Some will criticize, judge, or even try to provoke you. The easy response is to fight back, to defend your ego, to prove yourself right. But the Stoic takes a different path. They understand that other people's behavior is outside their control. What they can control is their own reaction. So instead of engaging in unnecessary conflict, they choose composure. Instead of trying to win every argument, they focus on maintaining their inner peace. This doesn't mean being passive or weak. It means being selective. It means knowing when something is worth your energy and when it's not. It means having the strength to walk away from situations that don't serve you, without feeling the need to explain or justify yourself. There's a quiet confidence that comes from this way of living. It's not the loud, attention-seeking kind of confidence. It's deeper. It's rooted in self-awareness and self-control. When you know that you can handle whatever life throws at you, not because you can control everything, but because you can control yourself, you don't need external validation. This kind of confidence is unshakable. It doesn't depend on praise or recognition. It doesn't crumble under criticism. It exists independently, grounded in the knowledge that you are in control of your actions, your mindset, and your choices. Discipline is another pillar of Stoic quiet strength. It's easy to act based on how you feel in the moment. It's much harder to act based on what you know is right, especially when it's uncomfortable. The Stoic trains themselves to do what needs to be done, regardless of mood or emotion. This could be something as simple as sticking to a routine, following through on commitments, or maintaining focus in the face of distractions. Over time, these small acts of discipline compound. They build a foundation of reliability and integrity. You become someone who can be counted on, not just by others but by yourself. And that's where real strength comes from. Not from bursts of motivation, but from consistent, intentional action. Quiet strength is built in the moments when no one is watching, when there's no applause, no recognition, just you and your commitment to doing what's right. There's also a powerful element of acceptance in Stoicism. Not everything will go your way. Not everything can be fixed. Some things are simply outside your control. Fighting against that reality only creates frustration and suffering. The Stoic approach is to accept what is, without resistance, and focus on what can be done. This doesn't mean giving up. It means redirecting your energy. Instead of wasting time on things you can't change, you invest your effort where it actually matters. You become more efficient, more focused, and more effective in your actions. Over time, this way of thinking creates a sense of calm. Not because life becomes easier, but because you become stronger. You stop being overwhelmed by circumstances because you understand your role within them. You can't control the storm, but you can control how you navigate through it. And perhaps one of the most overlooked aspects of quiet strength is humility. The Stoic doesn't need to prove their strength to others. They don't seek attention or recognition. They understand that real strength speaks for itself, without the need for announcement. This humility keeps them grounded. It prevents ego from taking over. It allows them to keep learning, growing, and improving without becoming complacent. Because the moment you think you've mastered everything is the moment you stop growing. In a world that often equates strength with dominance, loudness, and control over others, Stoic quiet strength offers a different path. It's not about being the most powerful person in the room. It's about being the most controlled, the most disciplined, the most composed. It's about having the ability to remain calm when others are losing control. To stay focused when others are distracted. To act with intention when others are reacting impulsively. That's real power. And the best part is, this kind of strength is available to anyone willing to develop it. It doesn't require special talent or external resources. It requires practice, awareness, and commitment. It requires you to look inward, to understand your own mind, and to take responsibility for your actions. Every day presents opportunities to build this strength. In how you respond to stress. In how you handle conflict. In how you deal with setbacks. Each moment is a chance to choose discipline over impulse, calm over chaos, intention over reaction. And as you continue to make those choices, something begins to shift. You become less affected by external noise. More grounded, more focused, more in control. You start to realize that the loudest person isn't the strongest one, the calmest one is. That's the power of Stoic quiet strength. It doesn't need to be seen to be real. It doesn't need to be loud to be powerful. It simply is, and once you develop it, it becomes one of the most unshakable forces in your life.